Hello everyone, this is Justin Pulliam with the Corruption Report. I'm in Rosenberg, Texas, and they've summoned me here because they claim that they don't understand something. They claim this open records request I did. 1 second here. They claim it is vague and unduly broad. They claim it is not clear. It is not clear what documents you are requesting. I don't know why they use the word documents. That's really... The Open Records Act can be a lot of things, not just so-called documents. Let's see if I can get to... Oh, is this working? Come on, let's go. Corruption Report. Your channel. There we go. Okay, it looks like the stream's okay. So if you watched last week when I dealt with my open records, the police came and harassed me in Missouri City. Now I'm in Rosenberg, so we'll see what Rosenberg does. I'm going to make the audio equal. Sorry about that. Now it'll be equal in both of your ears. But they said to go ahead and come by with questions. And it looks like also they left their location, which is where I am on 4th Street, and also this 281 deal, or I'm sorry, 832-595-3340. And this is what they're confused about, and I'm not dumb enough to explain it. Or maybe I'm too dumb, but I asked for the personnel file for Josh Manriquez, number 529, including all complaints. Oh, why does my stupid phone keep locking? Don't lock. Let's just turn down the volume here. Got a message here. Don't need a message right now. I'm live, guys. And so I don't really know how else to say I want those personnel files. So we're gonna see if we can't figure this out. If you like my cute shoes, thank you for that compliment. Whoa, that almost killed me right there. Look at that, that is dangerous. Whoa, ow, I'm gonna have to go back to therapy again. And it sounds like it's about to rain over here. It's pretty dark. Alright, let's see. Joko, Kansas, Cop Watch, Allie 1, Lisa, Lynn, Proud Texan, Melissa, Daniel, thank you all for watching. Oh man, so fancy here. We have screens now, electronic bulletin boards to be more wasteful with tax dollars. At least the AC works here. Let's see, the bounce is a little bit weird. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright. I got an email from the city of Rosenberg here. This 2110 4th Street. Okay, it said, feel free to contact my office should this prove to be helpful in your attempt to clarify or narrow the scope of your request.
Okay.
That's you, right?
I don't think so. I didn't send that. Who does it say it came from?
Well, this is it says my office. This is the correct office, right?
That's the address. But I mean, anyone could send that email here?
It's from Danielle Swint, TRMC, 832-595-3340. That's this office, right?
That's this building. if they're available.
What office are you?
This is Citizen Relations.
Okay, and who do you work under?
Public Works.
Oh, Public Works. So where do the city administrators hide?
Here in this building.
So I can go down there and find them?
Now, who are you looking for specifically?
Well, it just said my office, so I don't know either Danielle or her office.
Okay, let me see if they're available. Give me one
I
second.
thought this was the city secretary's office.
They do office here, but like we have several offices in this building.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
I prefer not to give it at this point. I just don't want you to not be able to talk to me is all. It's nice to talk to people. I think you're really good at your job so far. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So they're not allowed to talk to me on day one. Literally, like the first day of their employment and their orientation, they say, don't talk to someone with a name I'm not going to say right now, because I enjoy when people talk to me. So many times it's just a really bad cold shoulder. It's very sad for me, you know. I'm just following the law and stuff. Right, Eric. So I'm trying new strategies today because I don't know how else I can say personnel file for named individual. If y'all have ideas, either with me, let's put two different, because it couldn't just be that they're violating the law and just playing games and being government criminals. So that can't be the case, right? So we're going to operate on the assumption that the government would never intentionally break the law. So instead, we have to operate under two things that it could be either I'm too dumb or I'm too smart. So with each of those areas on the spectrum, we need to determine solutions to where we can clarify this, okay? Does that make sense? So that's the mission. Personnel file for Josh Manriquez 529, including all complaints. Because my current position on that spectrum is I don't know how else I could say that. But maybe if you're confused too, let me know in the chat and say, Justin, you're wrong, and it should be this. I note in their little whiny letter here, in their little form letter here, they do not ask any specific questions that would demonstrate that they have a question about a specific thing that I said and how I could say it a different way or answer a question to provide clarification. So, yes, we're doing troubleshooting here. And see, Springer 1981 is being a bad boy. He says, LOL, they are scum. But right now we're doing troubleshooting. Hi, I received an email from you. It said contact office to attempt to clarify or narrow the scope of your request. And I am either too smart or too dumb to modify this, and I know the government would never play games to delay open records requests or hide information from me, so I'm here for help figuring out how else I can say this.
Well, the police department has multiple files for their employees, so I need to know what specifically are you asking for?
Well, could you explain then the different options? I'm too dumb, I guess. I don't understand the
No,
options.
you're not dumb, because you've requested stuff 1,000 times from 1,000 different cities.
A
so you know
thousand
what to
times from
ask.
1,000 different cities?
It's, I need clarification. What exactly are you needing from his personnel file?
Did I exclude something?
You just need to clarify it.
How? Tell me the options. I want all of
I
it.
just told you.
So you want me to say all of it? Period, all of it, period?
However you want to clarify it, but we need clarification.
Oh, okay, but what are the different files so I could put all of them? You just said there's multiple ones.
They do have multiple files.
Okay.
So you just need to clarify exactly
Well,
what are you
which
needing?
ones?
You need to just be specific of what exactly are you
Well, I don't
looking
know
for.
which ones they are. I want all of them.
Okay, well, be more specific to that point then.
Oh, okay, and so they're not personnel files?
Yes, clearly they're personnel files. He's an employee.
Okay, then why didn't you just give all of them if I said personnel
Because
file?
You're not asking for all of them. You're not asking for specific things out of his personnel file. If you want the entire file, ask for the entire file.
Well,
You need
is
to
that
be
not what I
specific.
did, personnel file?
Just be more specific in what you're
And say
requesting.
entire personnel file?
You have to be more
I had said
specific.
including all complaints, so I didn't know I get the complaints.
Well, we're asking you to clarify, so you need to be specific in what you're asking for.
No, I don't have to be specific. You have to relate my request
If
to what you
want me to-
have.
Yes, I need you to be more specific. You're being very vague.
I'm being very vague.
Yeah,
You just
personnel
told, you
file,
just
like what-
related to me that there are multiple files
Yes,
it
there
could be.
is.
So
what-
why don't you
what are
just give them
looking
to all me?
for?
If it's
I'm
too
not
much,
gonna-
invoice
I'm not
me.
gonna do this with you, so thank you, but I'm not doing this with you.
So I should just sue you? Who should I serve? She says I'm not dumb, but I'm too dumb. I can't figure this out. Ma'am, do you know the different files?
I don't work for him.
I can't hear you, sorry.
I don't work for the city secretary's office. I
Oh.
don't do that. I'm sorry.
Do you know who does files? Like, could I talk to the person who does files? You said you were citizens, constituent relations or something, right? So I'm trying to get this done. Could you hook me up with the appropriate person since Danielle wouldn't help me?
Yeah, let me see. Give me a second.
Maybe HR or something? Well, she walked off on me without helping me. So again, we're operating on the assumption that they could never be treating me poorly and violating the law. But she says perhaps there's confusion about which files. And then I inquired into the different types of files there could be. And she would not explain that, yet told me I should be more specific or state specifically which ones it should be, but I don't even know what exists. And she makes an interesting point because I actually have done requests like this to a lot of other places and they just gave the stuff out. So the city secretary does kind of raise a valid point that elsewhere it was just done, but for some reason here it's an incredible amount of confusion. So the as you see here, oh yeah, they made a sign there that says citizen relations. But the city administration, like at many places, hides down that hallway because how dare the citizens be able to talk to the city administrators that they pay for. So they give us a citizens relations person. So what Josh Manriquez allegedly did, well, it's really not even allegedly because I have video, even though they're hiding their videos. He allegedly arrested a woman because she drove off from him after he cited her, saying that she was gonna go to the PD. And apparently that was a little bit too much for him to handle, so he arrested her. Hello, how are you? Do you know anything about HR? I'm looking for different police files or something. Oh. So this is like, you know, see, they want everything to be a secret. They don't want the people to be informed about the government. You know, I'm not actually convinced that there are multiple files. But to the extent that there are, then why not just say, well, we have A file and B file and C file and D file is definitely the secret one you can't see, or whatever else. Or like the desk file. Maybe that's it. Like, are you requesting the desk files where when we have immature, inept criminal police administrators and they can't keep a police staff, and so they blackmail employees and leverage them by putting their file in a desk and say, patrol boy, if you don't obey me, I'm going to blackball you from policing and you can't leave the department, or I'm going to dishonorably F5 you. I mean, is that the confusion? I guess if there were desk files, if for some reason Manriquez was being targeted by the administration, yes, I would want those desk files too. I wouldn't think that's the case because he seems to be in their little elitist club of the PD. But maybe there's some confusion there because this administration is so nasty to its employees. They're like, well, Justin's kind of asking for the file, but like, does that include like the secret stuff that we use to leverage our employees to make them stay or get them to not, you know, do what would be good for them, good for the public, and we keep this blackmail paperwork on them, and maybe that's what the deal is. So that could be another alternative in this. That was, you know, thinking about it. She said there are multiple files, so she is making my head spin here. Oh, you know what? I think they're hiding from me. Should I go out over there? I think maybe I should go out over there. Okay, let's see if she found anyone for me. Alright, did you get some answers?
No, there's no one available right now. It's already past 5:30 anyway.
Oh, it is? Do you know who would know, like, the different files?
Not really. I mean, I do public work stuff, so.
Yeah, no, I know that you might not. But I just don't want to have to make your citizens relations thing, like, really tough. Because I don't think you're doing this. I think someone else is doing this. So I just was trying to figure out these files. But it was, I appreciate you assisting me. I really do. And I'm Justin Pulliam. I just didn't want to say that earlier because sometimes the city employees are told not to talk to me and it hurts my feelings. So I thought that way you would talk to me. But you're welcome to reach out to me anytime if we want to do some, you know, good citizen involvement and everything. And I'm for citizens being involved in government. It was nice to talk to you. Have a nice evening. Thanks. Alright, we're going to go to the other side now. Maybe we can get some answers. Oh, jeez. Alright, so I've been brainstorming a possible solution here. I gotta check the radar. This seems imminent. I may have to stay in my truck, actually. So I don't have a cameraman, so when I walk with my hands full, I kind of just have to let my camera go everywhere. I do the best I can. Alright, so here's the best I have. We do kind of need this in a hurry because someone's being maliciously prosecuted. Here, I'm going to set this up on my new deal here. Let's get it all set up here nice on this new tripod I bought for my truck. Alright. Oh yeah, very smooth. Y'all see how smooth that pan is? Oh my goodness. That is a smooth pan. Alright, yeah, that's nice. I like that right there. Let's lock that there. And change our white balance over to that one. I'm gonna stop stream. And I'm gonna put it on manual focus. Alright. And we can definitely lower the exposure. Okay, alright, yeah, that's pretty good. Alright guys, I read y'all's chats here on the MDT. So, the one solution that I have determined that might work, it's minute, but based on her excuse. Alright. And this, y'all know they're really, oh, it says a good time to insert an ad. Let's give it a try. I'm going to put an ad on, y'all. Let's see what happens. Sounds really exciting. Don't show the home on there. We don't need to do that, Siri. Thank you, Siri, but we don't need to do that. Alright. Is the ad over? Did the ad play? Did the ad play? Did y'all get an ad? Alright, so here's what I have. So, they want, like, to do one that would be reach their level of no BS, like, you would have to have so many and/ors, the request would be impossible for anyone to understand. But she said, like, she's confused about which file, right? I don't even know what files there are. So, I have two options because I don't have time to go through our corrupt DA's office, which includes Democrat Brian Middleton. Unfortunately, the Republicans are so scared and puny that no one even challenged him, so he's running unopposed this November. Shame on the chicken Republicans. And then his civil division chief, Mark LaForge, lots of games, lots of covering up for the local government club. The filth in this county, it's amazing. I don't catch any bugs. I'm around so much filth. So I could sue and that, but then the district judge might just, delay it too. Who knows with these district judges. But I could try, quote, clarifying it and changing, adding an S here and say personnel files for Josh Manriquez. Okay, this is the only thing I can think of after that interaction, is if I change it to personnel files. And then maybe that would, but then that doesn't confuse, because then they say vague, and I don't even know. They're just full of it. I think they just lie. Like someone said, do they learn lying? Are they just always liars? So that's the only thing I can think of. Again, I'm not on their wavelength, clearly. And I don't know, maybe I've never gotten, I think I have gotten maybe I haven't gotten a Rosenberg personnel file. I don't know. but I could add an S. What do y'all think? Yeah, we'll just say all personnel. Yeah, all, any and all. But if I say any and all, then they're like, well, do I do any and all? So you think I should say all personnel files? Yeah, that'll get me another clarification or question. And it put an ad, that's great. I love it. So we'll say all personnel files. Yeah, Lynette Lynch says, how about all personnel files? So, you know what? They're required to relate your request. They know what I'm asking for. They just don't want to give it out. They want to protect their little buddy Josh. They want to jack with me. And let's get the radio going here. What they want to do is waste all my time where I don't get open records. And it's actually like a legit valid strategy for them to accomplish their unconstitutional, illegal government criminal goals of being government thugs and screwing with me. So I'm at this position, and this position is this, okay? And this involves supporter input. One is I just stopped doing open records because it wastes all my time. Two is I get support to outsource it, and I hire our pay team to do it. Or three, I am supported with sufficient financial support from viewers and supporters to fund me having a reasonable income, even though I would have to spend a considerable amount of time and nights doing open record stuff without having videos. So that's kind of where I'm at. They know this because I'm open about it, and I let them know what they're doing, and they choose, yes, we're tyrants. We're thugs. We're bad people. We don't believe in the Constitution. We don't believe in liberty or freedom. They claim to be for on the right wing and be for limited government. All they're not. They're big government. They like corporate welfare. They like government welfare recipient. Remember, a government welfare recipient is someone who's on the government payroll. They like all of those things. They want you to go to work, pay your taxes, let them go fishing, let them do whatever they do during the day, you know, get in romantic stuff, harass employees they don't like, whatever it might be that the administrators want to do. Just pay your taxes and pay for their stuff. And don't you dare try to investigate what they do with your dollar. If someone tries to investigate how we spend the public funds, be sure to take them the F out. And that's where I live, and it's disgusting. This is a filthy place. This is a filthy place. I never would have moved here had I known how filthy it is. And I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the government.
1904 Spruce Drive. RP's going to be verbal with the neighbor. Advising no weapons are going to be separated at this time. 222 check by.
Alright, let's go on a call now. Let's do it to it. We got a call. Let's go. They sent them a check by, unless they're going to take me out. Oh. Oh, yes. We have a disturbance that's no big deal, but we have a cameraman live streaming. If you would kindly send someone to take out el cameraman. Alright, we have a relatively short ETA here. Alright. So this sign right here, I love how they put it. I don't know if y'all can see that, but you see it flashing. Well, it's steady on me. It's 29, right? If you go, and it's 30 now, which is the speed limit. If you go over the speed limit, it starts flashing, like it'll flash the number, right? And so I'll sit there when the cops are driving by, and it is really like it's good because you don't have to be super close to it. You can just see it flashing real quick, and then you know that the police are speeding. So I thought it was really cute that they put that right next to the police department. I don't think they really thought about all the permutations of doing that. So we're gonna see if we can't get down here to Spruce Street here in Rosenberg, where they had a little neighbor dispute, but they're separated, but they're sending lots of police. Don't hit my antenna. I realized that branch was kind of low. So I think what our final solution is, and thank you for all of your help, because without you I probably would have never figured this out. We're not going to sue because we can't afford that right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to modify it to all personnel files, plural. And then we're going to see at that point if it's still confusing to them, or if they could relate it to the information they have at that point. So I'm thinking that's what we'll do. And, you know, maybe they'll give it out. Maybe they'll just say, you know, we're sorry for playing all these games, for being all these government criminals. We've decided to turn over a new leaf, and just comply. You see there, 27. You know, these cops, I think that's one right there, actually. I don't know who he's with. But let's see, we have more information here on this call. Where's the information?
Just information showing Tavia Stinkfield, date of birth 10/21 of 85. Should have locals as well as the TCIC out of Fort Bend County for secured bond on a fraud, as well as the suspect out of Friendswood, possibly on location.
Alright, so this is where the nosy, busybody dispatchers start running everyone through.
Come there. Can you log that, returning that call, please?
Yes, they're in the process of logging. Just information should also show an 01 out of Ohio. No extradition for that one.
They get on their databases, you know, it's just a little neighbor dispute. You can say, hey, go inside, go on the back porch, smoke a cigarette, you know, chill off, talk later on, whatever. But no, the busybody dispatchers have to get on and see what they can do to harass and take out and destroy anyone and everything they can. Like, that is the job of the Rosenberg dispatcher, is to sit there and see how they can take more people out. It's really disgusting. It has nothing to do with the call. But in Rosenberg, we don't have community policing, whatever that is. I'm sure that means something specific, or maybe it means something different to everyone, but I'm just saying in general, like, if you have this mentality between community policing and proactive policing, and by the way, one of the thugs, probably one of the ones coming to this call, is right behind me. Like, Justin, why don't you go? It says no turn on red, because of how this road is. There's a tree. I don't know. And I'm turning onto the same road. Anyways, the Rosenberg thug is actually right behind me. But for whatever reason, you can't turn right on red, so we got to wait for this light to turn green, which it just did. But if there's such thing as, like, community policing, that's not what Rosenberg does. They call it proactive policing, like where they stop pedestrians, where you just get a simple call about a disturbance, and instead of just saying, hey dudes, chill out, you have to, you know, say, hey, they have local warrants, they have TCIC warrants, Texas Crime Information Center, it's their computer database. They can't just, you know, say, hey, knock it off and move on about the day. We have to be proactive, which is really code for tyrannical and aggressive. Alright, so we're going to be turning into the subdivision here, and we still do have the individual right behind me.
Hey, Harvey on 3.
Alright, they're telling secrets on channel 3 now. Oh, Justin has our channel 3. What? What?
Hey, what's your 20?
What's your 20? What's your 20?
Hey, going down reading just because of traffic.
Oh, they're doing more sneaky stuff. More sneaky stuff. More sneaky stuff. We'll go do the sneaky stuff. Oh, did I go the wrong way?
560 minor accident.
Oh, minor accident.
Good.
Plaza and 59, 2 vehicles in the roadway, black Nissan Altima and a red Mustang, no injuries.
Ooh, this may be the first one I see no one on the street. Alright.
22 in the area.
Yeah, 22 is in the area. Right behind me. So we beat him on this one, guys. Oh, big speed hump. Alright. Let's see how 22 answers this call. I think what we do, we'll park right here. Alright, let me grab the stuff and I'll be right back with y'all. Uh-oh, it's kind of raining. Alright, y'all get the whole thing on this one. Cool. So you get when you watch live on the corruption report. Alright, it is raining now. This might be really short-lived here. Alright, I got a tree. Trees where you hide under to stay out of the lightning, right? I'm just kidding. Alright, there's a sprinkler going. I'm not sure if that has something to do with the dispute. They're angry though. They're really angry. Let's see about this anger. Alright, they're gonna go hide now. So, I don't know if that sprinkler has anything to do with this, but I'm not exactly sure what that sprinkler is even watering. So if you're just tuning in, this is just a neighbor dispute, but someone has warrants and the police are going to try to identify those people and take them down. Can't tell if we have another one coming here or not. There's a car pulling down the street. So that's what's up, remember, is that the busybody dispatcher found that there might be some ways to take some people out. So that's why this call is particularly interesting. I'm gonna tilt it here so I can get my phone where I can see the chat, please. Oh, come on, phone, unlock. There we go. Alright, it's starting to rain more. We're gonna have to take the telephoto in. Alright, now they're going all the way in, I guess. They want to be able to rat their neighbor out. I guess it could be the other neighbor. I don't know which neighbor it is. Do some investigating. Alright, I can go park right there to get a little closer if I need to. Alright there, but I'd be facing the wrong way. It's a nice oak tree. So the sprinkler is hooked up to the house on the right and is spraying like against their wall and in the flower bed only. So again, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I just think that's a weird place for a sprinkler. Let's see, complaining house has some roses. Grass is somewhat okay. This house has not got as much curb appeal. Don't know if this is complaining or the one that they're complaining about or not. That actually looks like it might be vacant. Oh, Karen. If you can't get along with your neighbor, who are you going to get along with? Oh, I guess it could be across the street neighbors. So probably not. What's that sign say there? Families are forever, but to heck with your neighbor. Maybe they decided not to arrest them because the check buy never arrived. So maybe they decided to be normal. Maybe they watched the stream and decided to be community. Again, whatever that is, I'm not sure what it is, and it might mean different things to different people. But maybe not do the proactive stuff on this one. Yeah, that I just noticing it after your comment. I agree that chimney is like the focal point of that home. That's a interesting design decision, isn't it? So in Texas, if you plant a nice live oak tree, that's what they look on later on. Although a lot of times they try to put way too many 2 or even 4 in one yard. That doesn't work in 20 years. Alright, well, I don't think they're gonna arrest anyone. So what do y'all think? Should I stay or go? You hate live oaks because they're messy, but they're so pretty. Yes, in the Fort Bend County area, we are indeed smashed in like sardines. The sprinkler sounds like cicadas. Yeah, that's when I was walking up, I'm like, what the heck? Tom says, don't give up. Well, thank you, Tom. I'll try not to, but they're doing everything they can to shut me down and take me out. Yeah, I wouldn't want them in my garage or house. Just because, like, we're talking about filth, and I try really hard to keep my house clean. McDonald said, Justin using the truth, that's how they can be defeated. Call out the behavior, not the person, because the person is being used, is being deceived, attack the behavior. Okay, so this is actually a good point, and like, I'm glad you brought that up, because I might say, like, you know, government administrators are filth, and I don't necessarily mean each and every government administrator, or even any government administrator. I mean, as a entity, it oftentimes is not a righteous thing. It's a very damaging, destructive thing to society, or at best a deadweight loss. And that's not saying that each individual city administrator is a horrible person. Although when it comes to city administrators, a lot of them actually are. On the other hand, some of them are very good, smart, moral, hardworking people. So there's that too. When I say police, I don't like the police, maybe I'll say. You know, they have my stuff. They arrested me for filming. They're prosecuting me. Yeah, I probably, and the deputies are so, you know, emotionally puny, mentally puny. When Daddy Fagan says, don't talk to Justin, now none of them, you know, they all give me the cold shoulder, right? So, why would I respect that? I don't respect that. I think it's pathetic. I think as an entity, the deputies, say Fort Bend County deputies, are pathetic. I don't like them. It needs major reform. Does that mean that I don't like the individual deputy? No, it has nothing to do with that. It's about, and there might be a few of them, say like Eric Becker, who are horrible people and have no business being a police officer. But all in all, there's some of them that, you know, maybe they're following directives they shouldn't. But absent that, they might be mostly okay people, right? Now, I'm of the persuasion that anyone who will do things wrong just because they're told to, or keep secrets just because they're told to, and they say, oh, but my job, Justin, but my kids' college tuition, Justin, like, no, that's a non-starter for me. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, maybe it's going down now. Here's a check by. The point is, it's about the entity of the police. If I say F12, I'm not saying any specific officer. In fact, I kind of hate that I have to do a story on Josh, because I thought Josh Manriquez was maturing, and I thought he was actually smarter than most of them. So, anyhow, here comes check by. We'll see what happens. Should I tell him where they are, or let him figure it out on his own? If he asks me, I'll tell him. Otherwise, should I tell him? If he asks me, I'll tell him. If not, I guess he can stand there. Alright, is he going to figure it out? He's going to get bold. He's going to go in. He could have just asked. I would have told him. I really would have. Oh, here's a neighbor. Hi, are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Oh, I didn't know. I guess they were calling all the police out for something about a neighbor dispute or whatever.
She was just making noise.
Okay. Well, they found a lot of warrants on someone, so someone might go home with them.
Hey, what now?
I said they found a lot of warrants about someone, and they sent 2 cops in there.
Oh, already?
Yeah, so sometimes when you call the police, you know, they just come to arrest people. It could even be the caller, you know.
Well, it's not the first time.
Oh, is it? Is it? Not the first time. It was kind of a long list when they were reading it off.
Yeah.
I have a YouTube channel. It's called The Corruption Report, and I'm Justin Pulliam. I film the police to try to make sure we have good interactions and the public stays safe. I also try to hold our local government officials accountable. That's a lot harder.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So that's why I'm here.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you. So he said if they go home with the police, if they go with the police, it won't be the first. It won't be the first time. Oh gosh, guys, stop calling the police. Like, if you're wanted, don't call the police on yourself, okay? Like, if I could tell you like one tip, that you're mad at someone. Oh, the drug deal went bad and they hit me with a brick, right? Whatever. Like, if you have warrants, just don't call the police. Just go to the hospital, and when the doctor asks what happened, just be like, yeah, I got, the brick fell on me or whatever. I don't know. Say I got hit with a blunt object. No, you just don't get the police involved, right? Oh my gosh. So anyhow, he said she's just making noise. Got the 2 check-by units here. I guess he's just watering his plants there on the side of that thing. And good for him. I've been laying down a lot of water too. And then Rosenberg today, okay, they're worried now about our water, if you didn't know. Comes from the Brazos River, and then they pump it into Oyster Creek. And then they pump it into 2 different reservoirs. I think one of them Dow may own, the other one may be public. And then they dump it into either Bastrop Bayou or Oyster Creek again, and then pump it up here to Rosenberg, Clute, Lake Jackson, all that. And yeah, if you look at the map and you're like, Justin, Rosenberg's a long ways away from Lake Jackson. Yes, it is, and unfortunately we're still on the same water. So Rosenberg today said, we want voluntary. See, I need a car like this. I really need his car, her car. If I had that car, I'd be in really good shape. Should I go put an offer on that car? So they want everyone to voluntarily stop using water so they can get the water demand down by 5%. But they don't pump out of the aquifer. I mean, they do have wells they can. I wish they would do that. But they buy this water from Lake Jackson. So that's what Lake Jackson, or I'm sorry, Rosenberg was doing, was trying to say, hey, voluntarily stop use water. I don't know if that came from Public Works or Citizens Relations or what. So we have a primary officer and a check-by officer here for caller. We're at residence, could be a lot of people wanted on a lot of stuff. So we have 2 officers inside right now. Complainant, I guess, didn't want the scrutiny of the camera, so they invited the police inside their residence. Well, that's an interesting decision. I guess it's a personal decision. Maybe they think the police are going to take out their neighbor. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to get you'd be able to use the police to accomplish their goal today. So that's the only reason I can think of inviting someone in, so you could scheme in private. If someone gets hauled out because they were inside or whatever and they had a warrant, the police, no one's going to be able to say, it wasn't consensual. Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't necessarily the caller who had the warrant. It was someone in there. And like, if they identify that person because they're inside, it's because you invited them inside consensually. Does that make sense? Like, because you're like, well, Justin, what does it matter? I'm trying to explain the situation that if someone's hauled out in handcuffs is probably the reality. Like, you consensually allowed your family member to be identified and taken in custody by the police because you invited the police inside. So this is just I'm trying to explain your rights, and it's just a scenario. And it could be a hypothetical, but it could actually turn out to be reality here on this. Oh my gosh, 19 minutes here already. That's ridiculous. Sorry, it's really probably not very smooth video, but if they come out again, I'll hold the camera still, or maybe y'all could do like a post production deal on your computers that would add some what's it called, warp stabilizer to your phones. Oh, that would be epic. Someone said maybe they're donuts and coffee. It's like, dude, if I saw a cop go inside, arrest someone, and then come out, literally having the person in one hand and eating a donut in another, I'm sorry, like, that would be epic. Like, I would have to do a video all the way for the police. I'd be like, this officer, this officer is 100% legit, man. If they did that, oh my gosh, I couldn't even be mad at the aggressive, proactive policing stuff. And then make it even better. The family, why are you arresting him or her or whatever? Why are you doing that? And then hand the half-eaten donut to the complaining family member. Say, throw this away or whatever. Oh, man. No, that wouldn't be nice. I'm just kidding. But I'm trying to really drive home a point that the job of these guys is to pick people up, charge them, and or take them to jail. Like, that is their... Oh no, I just stepped in gum. Shit. These are my brand new shoes. This is not cool at all. Ridiculous. Alright, I gotta watch the ground. Watch my feet when I walk now. Well, now I'm upset. Anyhow, their job is to arrest people and bring them to jail. Get in the proper headspace when dealing with these guys, okay? That's their job. It shouldn't be their job, but in 2022, in Rosenberg and Texas, that is their job. And you need to understand this, because only through looking through the correct lens, a lens of reality, can you understand why the police are somewhere and what they're doing and why they have a check by and why they're talking and keep asking you what happened, and you tell them what happened and they ask you a different way or ask you questions and questions that all of a sudden you say, yeah, I hit her or whatever it is, right? They're looking for specific admissions of certain activities, of certain conduct that checks the boxes to a probable cause of a criminal offense, to a conviction even. And if they're asking questions, that's why. I was going to Chick-fil-A this morning, or afternoon, whatever. This is afternoon. It's probably late. It's probably around 1 o'clock. I was going to the Chick-fil-A. And there was a little crash there. I'd call it a fender bender, but it looked like one of the airbags on the side curtain actually went off. 2 Rosenberg cops, 3 DPS. I don't know what the DPS guys are doing. When I got there, they scurried away. I mean, you would have never seen a trooper move so fast in your life. Maybe they're going to go make their way to Uvalde after that. But they scurried off, and the driver who allegedly hit the other car, he's just talking to the police and doing the hand gestures and do and boom and anyhow, talking to them for a good 5 minutes or so, right? And then they hand him his citation. So that's what I'm trying to say. Just exercise your right. Like, shut up, ask for an attorney. And you say, but Justin, you talk to the government, you talk to the police, and that is true, and it's dangerous. Clearly it's dangerous. They're trying to take me out. They want me under the jail. It wouldn't take long in there. Hello, how are you doing?
Doing good. Is everything all right over here?
I think it's okay. Was there some excitement earlier?
I'm not too sure. I just got here.
Yeah, I think they called the police because they want the police to do something to their neighbor.
Really?
Yeah, but it might backfire. I don't know. We'll see. There's 2 cops in there right now.
Really?
For 20 minutes. I'm going to stick it out, I think. It's getting a little boring.
Oh, so you go around recording cops?
Yeah, I'm Justin Pulliam. I have a YouTube called The Corruption Report.
Corruption Report?
We also have a Facebook called Brazoria County Scanner.
Oh, okay,
And we
okay.
film the police.
Oh, nice.
We
nice.
try to have good interactions with the public.
Yeah,
So.
I see a lot of videos where police like, don't record.
So Rosenberg shouldn't do that to me. I think they've learned.
Yeah,
But they're very aggressive. They call it proactive policing. They stop people for this road they wouldn't, but other parts of town, if you're just walking down, they stop you. They say you're walking incorrectly. So I got to film. It was nice to meet you. Have a good evening. Oh my gosh, was it really about the sprinkler? Did y'all make out the gestures? Was this thing really about the sprinkler? They're gesturing something there, so now they're going over to the neighbor. Watch this. We've tried everything.
Alright, Kurt, she got your trash cans there. It's like she owns the whole block. So, I don't know. Oh my God, can you come back to the house? Every night.
How are you? Oh, they called the police on him over the sprinkler. I know, they really want him taken out, don't they? That's amazing. Thank you. Yes, I'm Justin Pulliam. I filmed the police and the government. On YouTube, The Corruption Report, and on Facebook, Brazoria County Scanner.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Super legit setup you got.
So this live streams it. We're live right now.
Oh, can you hear?
Probably. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Technically, her grass.
And again, I have no idea where the property line ends or divides. You know, but just like I said, try to keep it on your half that way.
For 4 years, we had whoever had the house line, would cut their grass, and our left all of it, not just leaving a strip in it. Well, that's my property. I wouldn't do it our own. We gotta move on. I'm saying we were not done. We were already out here, but I think the guys who were sure might have been, well, she went out here and scoped it to make sure. It's ridiculous.
Communication will be up right now. Call us and let us know. We're not just video.
Well, based on that, complaining on them failed.
Not be afraid to water plants. I got plenty of time to eat.
You can stop now. Whatever you're doing, go home.
I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you.
Karen doesn't like me. Well, they're going home empty-handed. But I think the question is, which lawn looks nicer? They can come water my lawn if they want. I'll take the free water. That's pretty crazy. Who complains over free water? I would file this one under the category we have too many police. A call like this should never even be answered. This should never be a thing. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Patrol Boys. Alright, guys. Well, I think that is going to wrap up my live show and answer to the question. We're going to do all personnel files, since apparently there's multiple ones. And the delay of doing stories, the delay of getting information continues. Government works for itself. Government administrators serve themselves. The police protect themselves and serve master, which is city council, sheriff, whoever. It's quite a predicament, quite a situation we're in. And there's a lot of bootlickers that just love the police, aren't they? Oh, officer, officer, thank you. You're so brave, officer. Alright, I guess I don't have too much more to say. Stream will lag a little bit, and then it'll turn off in a second once I get to it on my MDT.